My name is Hannah, and this is my year of less stuff. Hey y'all, so I'm filming this during this week of pre-filming. I hope I'm trying to pre-film enough to cover the impending 2 weeks during which I will be gone for a tango festival, and then after that my family's coming to town. So I was just about to sit down and put on some makeup, and Joe has already left the house this morning before I'm getting ready, and that's very rare, so I thought I would just take the opportunity to get ready on camera. I actually filmed a very long and very chatty get ready with me yesterday. It was yesterday for me as I'm filming this, but I don't know when this will go up. I'm probably just going to film this and then like save it and have it in my back pocket for later on in the month. So it'll probably go up a long time after the other get ready with me, the super chatty one that will have gone up towards the beginning of February. For me right now, that was just yesterday. And I was chatting so much, I feel like I was doing sort of an intense eye look, and I just feel like I kind of got out of control with my makeup. Today, even though I just dyed my brows last night, and I usually try to put on some kind of eye look to balance it out, so I am planning to do that. Even though that's true, I don't want to go overboard with my makeup today. I really just want to put on the makeup that I would be wearing today normally to do nothing much. I mean, for me, it's much. I'm actually working on a writing project all day today. It's Saturday. I have like 5 hours of writing to do, and then I'm going to go to the Poema studio and finish up some skirts and dresses that we'll be photographing tomorrow. Just everything's totally crazy topsy-turvy. And then tonight, Lauren and Cimbri are coming over, and I'm going to make them some food, and we're going to have drinks and hang out. So that's really exciting. So it is for me a very full day, but it's not like a day for which I need a look. And that's part of why I want to get ready with you. I'm just getting ready. And I'm just gonna kind of like see what I come up with. It'll be very relaxed, maybe not even necessarily chatty, just me putting on some makeup and then having another video to put up later in the month. Let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video. So I have vitamin C serum, then I put on another serum, one of the ones that I'm trying to get through, just like a random serum that Cimbri gave me. It's that one that I was going to declutter it, but then when I looked it up, I found out it was $160. It's by 111 Skin. It's the Cryo ATP Sports Booster. I have no idea what it's supposed to do, but I was like, if they're selling it for $160, maybe I can manage to keep it and get through it. And I have been wearing it every day, and it's nice. It's nice. I definitely wouldn't buy it, but it's nice. So I have that on, and then that's it. And then on top of that, I have my Erin's Faces sunscreen. My face has been kind of dry lately, and even though I've been trying to make sure to moisturize it a lot, especially around my chin, I also find that it helps with makeup application if I don't layer too much stuff on. Too much stuff to like stick and cause the makeup to like kind of stick around the dryness. So I'm just doing like light layers of serums and then that sunscreen, and then going in with primer, which is what I'm going to do next. I'm going to prime my skin with the VDL Lumi Layer Primer, and then I'm going to prime my eyes with my Urban Decay Primer Potion. I want to wear the Can Make Cream Cheek blush today. It's possibly the blush I've been using the most. It might be tied with Curewise Joyful, but I've definitely been using this a lot. I want to use this with the Charlotte Tilbury Glow one because I've been wearing this so much lately. I feel like it makes sense to demonstrate it on camera. And I think I want to pop this onto my eyes as well. I have a vision of like really glossy natural cheeks and eyes, but I want to build a little bit more structure than just that into the eyes. So I pulled this. It's one of my 2 palettes that I've built myself lately. I did that on camera actually. I did If I Were Collabing on a 9-pan palette version 2, which is this one, and then I also did version 3. And the aforementioned Get Ready With Me, the one in which I got carried away, used version 3. For this, I'm going to use version 2. It's a little bit milder, a little bit more everyday, and I think I can make it work with the kind of like blushy look that I have in mind. These 2 palettes, this and the other one that I recently built, are all I've been reaching for. This is something I've really learned about myself. When I build my own palette out of my singles, which is something that I do all the time as part of my makeup playtime, it's all I use. It's all I use until I dismantle it. I just love my own color stories so much more than any of the color stories that any brands or makeup artists have put together. And it's another thing that's really helping me remember not to like go totally overboard with buying palettes or even keeping palettes if they come in PR, because I like my own work better. So I'm actually going to start on the cheeks and put some of what I'm putting on the cheeks onto the eyes, and then because it'll be cream stuff, I'm going to set what's on my eyes with a little bit of eyeshadow. And that is, it's an order in which I actually frequently do things because I do like putting my cheek products on my eyes. But I realized that because of my vision of super glossy cheeks, I'm going to put a little bit of Glossier Future Dew on top of this primer. I'm just putting it, it's just gloss all across. I'm just putting it as gloss all across, maybe a tiny bit on my chin, tiny bit in the middle of the forehead, but I'm mostly concentrating on my cheeks and nose. Oh gosh, I almost forgot to put on any base makeup. If I want to do cheeks first, I want to do base first. What should I do? I've been really liking this CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk. It does cling a tiny bit more than is my preference to dry spots, but I'm gonna risk it today because I just like it. I like it. Yeah, and my chin is looking pretty moisturized. Basically, I use it as a concealer. I haven't been like putting this down as a base and then putting concealer on top of it because I'm not really like an obscure your face with foundation and then brighten the under eyes with concealer kind of child. I tend to just only want to do the second thing, like brighten my under eyes and just generally change the tone of my skin a little because it tends to lean red. That reminds me, I forgot about my green color corrector. This is such a real life get ready with me so far. This is like how things go down half the time. So the mix of those two products, the color corrector and the CoverGirl Skin Milk, it did cling just a tiny bit to some dryness that I'm experiencing right here, but it's very subtle. It's not as if I have very, very bad dry flaking. It's just that it brought it out a little bit, as a product tends to do, especially like a product that's a little bit brighter than the actual color of one's skin. But it's something that you can't see unless you're looking really, really close up. So I'm not mad at it. I feel like overall, it's done a good thing for like the appearance of my face. And now let us go in with the part that's so exciting to me that I almost skipped to the other part, and that is the cheeks. So what I like to do, where's that blush? I like to make sure there's a hefty bit of this. It has like you like open and close it even though there's a sponge on top. So I opened it so I can sort of squeeze more up into the sponge, and then you can kind of see the sponge puffing up with it. And now I'm going to close it, and then I'll probably keep it closed for like 3 or 4 more applications. You don't have to open it and squeeze out more every time. But I'm glad you can close it because it just keeps it from being so squeezed out that there's tons and tons. So I'm dabbing that on my cheeks. It does set, but it takes long enough to set that you have some time to work with it. And I'm going in with this. I love using this brush for cream cheek products. It's a Wet n Wild brush that I got ages ago in a set, and I don't think it actually has a number on it, but it's one of the Wet n Wild like pro brushes. I'll try to link it from their website down below if it's still available. I'm not totally sure. So I go straight into the pan, and this is a sort of a moussey enough cream blush formula that it'll pick up onto the brush pretty well. There's enough on there that I feel like I can pop a little on each cheek, and basically I'm like blending it with the Charlotte Tilbury product and making a blended product, like a third product on my cheeks, as if they were blended together on a makeup palette. I'm just choosing to skip that step and blend them right on my cheeks instead. And once I've gotten most of it blended out onto my cheek, I'll go and blend out that bit on my nose. And because the blend is on the brush, lightly on the brush, it gives me a little color on the tip of my nose, and you know I'm all about that life. So I'm going to take this brush, which is pretty dry but still has some remnants of that product, and buff it over my eyelids as well. That's a pretty light application to the lids, but it did give me some color and cohesiveness. If my brows weren't so strong today, I might just leave it at that. I do that a lot of times, but because this is like a strong brow look because they're freshly dyed, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more of both products to my lids, and then I'm going to go in with some shadow. One of the things I really like about this Charlotte Tilbury Glow Wand is that because it sets down, you can put it on the lids. I can put it on my lids, blend it out, and it won't crease later because it really does set. It really dries down. And I like that I can extend that ability to other cream products by mixing them together. So mixing this cream blush with the Charlotte Tilbury product makes it set down maybe more than it otherwise would. I really like how that's looking on the eyes, but again, I'm gonna do more. Usually I would leave that. I just love that like washy, watercolory wash all over the cheeks and eyes. But let's go in with some shadows. This is the palette. I don't really feel like dealing with mattes today. My eyes were kind of watery yesterday and the mattes that I had used were just messing me over. So I'm going to go in with this one in the top corner. It is an Adept Shadow ACD2. And I think usually I go in with stuff like that on my fingers, but I think I'm going to go in with like a buffing brush and just go for sort of a loose buffed all over application. I'm going to take this rougher brush, the PO7A. It's like a medium fluffy brush, so I'm dipping it in and then I'm going to make sure that I tap off a lot of it because I just want a wash of that sheeny red, and I know the rougher brushes tend to pick up like a ton of product, so I'm going to try to go in lightly. Yeah, that's perfect. So that shadow is matching the sheen and the color of the blush and really making it feel cohesive with my cheeks, but it's also setting any cream product on my eyes that might have been tempted to crease, but it's like blending it, make it feel more natural. It almost continues to look like it's an all cream look. There's just a touch of that matching powder that's helping it to be sturdier throughout the day. I'm going to go in with my favorite pencil brush, the Rephr 03, on my lower lash line with more of that same exact eyeshadow. Okay, again, I think if my brows weren't so strong today, I would probably leave it at that, but because they are, I'm going to line my eyes with this. It's the Louise Poston eye pencil, and it's in like a slightly burgundy brown, so it's not going to be too contrasty with this lightish look, but it is going to define my eyes a little more. And then I think I will also I just want to give myself a little bit of depth on the outer corner, but again, I don't want to go in with a matte. So I am going to take, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this sort of iridescent, sort of like a dark rusty shadow with a flip, like a flip to maybe like a green, but it's darker. It's going to be darker than the one that I have on my lids already. It's Natasha Denona Sienna. I'm just going to kind of paint with this little tiny pencil brush a bit of depth into the outer corner, and then maybe blend it out again with that bigger brush that I originally used to apply the wash of shadow on my lids. So it hasn't exactly made it into a smoky eye, and I still don't feel like it looks overly made up or like it looks like it was overly laborious, but it has defined my eyes a little bit more and just helped make it less weird looking, like helped make me look less like a reptile in the zoo, just because of the way that my brows are looking right now. So I'm gonna pop on a bunch of mascara, put my mole back on, and I'm also gonna put some soap into my brows. Okay, that's good for the face, but I'm feeling like I need to darken the color of my neck just ever so slightly because I don't want to put more product on my chin to make it even lighter. I'm dealing with this very sheeny, blushy look that's making my face red in a way that's controlled, but still it's sort of flushed and ruddy. And in contrast, my neck is just looking so whitish yellow and so unmatchy. And it's also good to be able to demonstrate this. I've done it before on camera, but it is something that I do a lot. Like I would say about half the time I get ready, I end up kind of bronzing up my neck. I have been using, actually this is a good chance for me to show this to you guys. I usually use the Tom Ford bronzer brush. I have the one that has natural hair, goat hair. It was a gift last year, and I cherish this brush because it's incredible. But I know that Tom Ford doesn't make it anymore. They've switched to making the same brush but with synthetic fibers. And this is the Rephr brush that is intended basically to be a dupe for the original Tom Ford brush. When it first arrived, it was sort of more closed up because it had been shipped like squashed together. And I took it out and I was like, it's smaller, it's denser. It just felt denser, like it didn't have the fluffiness and openness, like the open structure of the Tom Ford one that I really, really love. So I was a little bit skeptical at first, but then I sort of messed it around and then I started using it. And over the next couple of days, the structure opened up, the shape opened up, and they are literally the same, like the same. It's actually awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the Rephr one today. So I brush it all over my neck just to kind of tone down the brightness of it. I also like to brush it along my jawline just for a tiny bit of light sculpting. And I also, when I'm doing this, I often will just tap the tiniest bit onto my cheekbones. Again, it helps to set those cream products. And because there's a bit of a sheen in this, I know it's not gonna like dampen it down any. So that was all of what you saw me do. I've been really enjoying this lip liner. It's the LA Girl lip liner in the shade Sugar and Spice. And I just keep reaching for it over and over. I always really like the way that my lips end up looking when I use it. It has some brown in it, but I think that I feel like because it's sort of a pinky brown or pinky nude, it ends up looking more natural on me with my coloring than the more brownie nude lip liners that I tend to prefer, because I feel like they're a little edgier, they're like a little sexier. But this one is just more actually natural, like it's really my lips but better, and I've just been leaning into that lately. I was gonna put a gloss on, but I don't want to. I like the ease of this. I like how casual it is. I'm a little worried about what my hair is going to look like because I washed it last night and then this morning I sprayed some texturizer into it and then I immediately put it up and pinned my bangs back because I was going to the gym and I worked out for a long time with it up and then I got ready with it up. So it's probably got a lot of attitude right now. It did have a lot of attitude. It had too much attitude. So I'm gonna just put it in this low bun and let it calm down. I kind of like how like crimped and weird and uneven my bangs are looking. Okay, that is it. That was me making myself up to the level that I often make myself up to. Preposition. That was me making myself up to the level to which I usually make myself up just like on a random day, using just all of the products that leap to my hand, the products that I tend to prefer. Many of them are just the staple items that are like, it's like the only one I have of that type of thing, and the brushes that I tend to depend on, and just my face. This is just my face. We did it. I hope that this was fun. It was probably a short and sweet little video, and hopefully I will pre-film enough so that I can just throw this up randomly one of those days later in the month and give you guys some more content, even though it's going to be such a busy month. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like this kind of video and if it's worth it for me to turn the camera on more frequently when I'm getting ready in the mornings. And don't forget to take extra good care of yourself this week so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.